H. How's it going?
Good. What's wrong with you? Why did you miss OChem?
Dude, I don't know. I don't feel good.
Well, what have you done today? Have you eaten anything?
Well, ate a whole bag of french fries, 2 apple pies, and a milkshake.
What?
And the whole box of toaster strudels.
Hello? Trans fats? Don't you know that trans fats increase your risk of having heart attacks, type 2 diabetes, and it makes you gain weight? And the New York Times even reported that trans fatty acids raise harmful elements in cholesterol while lowering the protective elements. The reason you feel sick relates to what we learned in organic chemistry. Don't you remember when we talked about cis-trans isomers in class? Okay, first of all, let's go over cis and trans isomers. First of all, cis-trans isomers refer to identical groups on either side of the double bond that can be compared to each other. You can see with this cis-butane molecule that the hydrogens are on the same side of the double bond. On the other hand, the trans-2-butane has the hydrogens on the opposite sides of the double bond. Looking at the 3D molecule, you can see that the hydrogens are on the same side in the cis-2-butane, and that makes them a bent molecule. While with the trans-2-butane, the hydrogens on opposing sides of the double bond make it a linear molecule. So, do you think you're starting to understand?
I think so.
Okay, good, because now we're going to practice.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, explain to me why number 3 is a cis isomer.
Because the fluorine is on the same side of the double bond, and same side means cis.
Good. Okay. Now explain to me why number 5 is a trans isomer.
Because the hydrogens that come off here are on the opposite sides of the double bond.
Good. Now we can take a look at bad trans fatty acids versus essential fatty acids and how it relates to cis-trans isomers. So in an attempt to make consumer products healthier, unsaturated fats went through a process called hydrogenation in order to prolong shelf life and stability. But this process converted molecules from cis form to trans form, thereby creating the new trans fatty acid. When the molecules are in trans form, they are straighter than the cis, and therefore more like the fully saturated fats, which we know are unhealthy. Unfortunately, trans fatty acids turn out to increase total cholesterol levels and are detrimental to cardiac health. So when you eat large amounts of margarine, baked goods, or anything with hydrogenated vegetable oils, you're eating the bad, unhealthy fats.
Okay, then what are the good fats?
The good fats are in foods with regular unsaturated vegetable oils, in foods like peanuts, sunflowers, olives. These oils contain the essential fatty acids, specific fatty acids necessary for life, for which the body cannot make itself. These include omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Looking at the omega-3 and omega-6 molecules, you can see that the hydrogens coming up here and here are on the same side of the double bond, making them cis form, which makes them healthier for us.
Okay, from these 3 molecules, I know that A is a trans isomer because of the hydrogens on the opposite side. Trans isomers can be harmful to human health through a variety of different foods. Some of the bad trans fatty acids are included in things such as french fries and toaster strudels. However, there are good trans fatty acids that are referred to as essential fatty acids. Foods that contain real unsaturated fat like peanuts, sunflowers, and olives. Omega-6 and 3 are essential fatty acids that are important to life and are not produced readily by my body. However, B is a cis isomer because the hydrogens are on the same side. And finally, C is also a cis because the hydrogens are on the same side. Being able to correctly identify each of these cis-trans isomers will help me to understand their importance to stereoisomers, which are molecules that have the same atoms but bonded together differently. Okay, so now I understand the difference between cis-trans isomers and their importance to my health and my OChem grade. Does this mean I can never eat french fries and toaster strudels again?
No, you just have to minimize your intake. And now all packaged food products must list trans fat content on the nutrition facts panel. The amount of trans fat per serving of food will appear under the total fat section of the label. So just look at that before you eat something.